Hey everybody, Roger here. Going to give you 5 tips on how to improve your Golf Clash game. These are simple tips, some that aren't really covered, I don't think, by too many players, but they're just things that should help. This isn't one tip, but always open up your free chest. Coin problem, you don't get too many. Important thing is you get as many gems as you can. It's a dart. Usually you get 3 to 5 cards here. First 2 are always your coins and your gems. And then, okay, backbone, that's good. We got another chest slot, so we'll open this up. Ooh, gold, that's good. Very few, again, coins. Then we get some rocket, some rough cutter, a machete, and a marlin ball. Okay. Let's see. I would say probably. Oh, this is a good way. Number 1 is. Okay, number 1 tip. Before starting a new tour, like I just opened up Tour 5, well, I didn't, but I played a couple games on Tour 5, but I'm familiar with it. If you're not familiar with a particular course, or in this case here also, the Golden Shot, for instance. I know both these holes, but if you're not familiar with them, go to YouTube and look up Golf Clash. If you're gonna, like I said here, if you're not sure about Tour 5, look up Golf Clash Tour 5. Zachary Jones has some very good videos. Go to, for instance, look for golfclashnotebook.io, and they give you a list of all the tournaments that happen to be played, and on what courses. So find the ones that are on Tour 5. Go look up videos on guys that streamed and downloaded their opening rounds on particular courses. Look for that. Same thing with the Golden Shot. Look for videos. Golf Clash Tommy just put up the newest one for this. I'm assuming Zachary Jones will be putting his out hopefully soon, and Jesse both will probably be doing some. It's a good way to find, a good way to learn how to potentially play the holes. The reason I say that is mainly because most of those guys are going to have much better clubs than you will. They're not going to be, especially on the course, on the tours, they're probably playing with, level 7 extra miles, maybe a level 3 or better Apocalypse, level 4 better Thor's Hammer, maybe a level 9 or 10 quarterback. They're going to have much better clubs. They're probably using level 9 snipers, level 6, 7 Guardian, level 4 better Hammerhead. Same with the long irons, pretty much maxed out clubs. A lot of those guys, most of their common clubs are all maxed out. So it's the reason to watch is to learn how to play the hole. Not to play it like them, but to watch the direction they play the holes. For instance, this will lead into a couple of the other items that I have. I will go and play a Tour 4 match right now. So, and I can go over a couple of other little things that go over a couple other little things on my list on what to do. If you're a new player, number one, my suggestion is going for the most accurate clubs. On this hole particular, there's two ways to play. Play it this way here, or you can bounce it here, hopefully bounce it off of this one, and then into the rough. That's for a more advanced play. Here, let's use full topspin. Aim right there. And here's another tip. Don't overpower unless absolutely necessary. Just do normal power, especially on a par 4, and go for the perfect shot. See, I hit it great. And it cost me. That's the other tip. Don't overpower, and always go for the... Don't overpower so you can go for the perfect shot. That is the most important thing. He has the exact same club as I do. And he's playing it exactly the same way I played. He's got to aim pretty much... No, now he's aiming a little farther over. The wind is within a half a mile an hour. So, now look at the difference if he hits perfect versus my great shot to the right and where the balls land. Oh,
great shot!
He hit a great shot also to the right. But, for some reason, I still don't understand that, how his goes over. He barely hit right. Mine was more of a full ring. So, see, now here's a situation where you don't always pull your thing up and look where the ball is going to go. In this situation, the ball is going to go to, as long as it makes it to the fairway, there's very little top, we'll put just a little bit of topspin on. Even if it doesn't make it to the fairway, or to the fairway, his fairway will be on the green. If it doesn't hit the fairway, if it hits the rough, we should be able to still make it onto the fairway for a relatively easy chip. In a situation where just a little overpowering, not a lot, great ball. See, just caught the fairway, and we're perfectly fine.
Nice on.
Kept ourselves out of danger. Out of danger. That's the important thing. And he's got the Apache short iron. So, and then again, now, like I said, I didn't overpower a lot. Got to hit a great shot instead of a perfect shot. But I didn't go full overpower where the needle's going really out of control to where it's a crapshoot on where it's going to land. I kept it at the same pace, see, just like he's doing. He has no reason to overpower his shot. If he hits it perfect, nope, hits it great
shot. Nice on.
I would say a great shot would pretty much take off about a 10% with no wind, and you have your ball guide lined up perfectly where with the right amount of backspin or topspin or whatever, and any normal shot with no wind, a great ball will pretty much take about 15% chance off of making the shot on a chip. In my opinion, just in general. Whereas with the perfect ball, I would say you've got about a 99% chance of making it. I'm talking no wind, you got everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. Of course, when you start adjusting for the wind, that's a different story.
Birdie.
So, now it comes to the next tip on how to become a better player, how to improve your game. This is a perfect hole for it, too. After the shootout, watch your replay. See what you did right and or wrong, what your opponent might have did right or wrong. Sorry. A little yawn there. Okay. Now this is a hole where you can and may have to overpower. See, he really doesn't have to. Well, maybe he does. Well, it didn't look like he was going into the red. But always do, on this hole, you want to always do 3 bars of, okay. This is good because now there's no worry. Okay. Again, 3 bars of backspin. Now, you can see we're just barely making the island. So we need to we want to hit there. So we actually got to make sure the ball goes about that far. Now he's not going to let us take a shot. Oh well. I'll show you what I mean though. Exit. After you take your shot, win or lose, I didn't get a pin chest, that sucks. Go down here to the little monitor. Let's see. Alright, here we go. This is the hole where both of us ended up. Go back. This is the shootout. Hit watch. Okay. Got a 4.2 mile-an-hour wind. I think I did maybe one top spin.
Perfect shot.
Did a perfect shot. Okay. What would you have learned from this by watching this? I won the hole,
Nice on.
by the way. You're thinking, well, what good does that do me? You know, next time when you have that hole, you can learn, okay, at around 4 miles an hour, I don't need to put on the 1 bar of topspin. I can go no topspin at all. And it should make everything right. Maybe you ended up short. You think, okay, I got to add a little bit of topspin. So that's how you learn how to readjust your shots. So always, especially on shootouts, especially on new tours, go back, watch your replays. Learn where you made your mistake. That's what you want to do. Another, when you're just starting out, think about using a more accurate club. I'm thinking of upgrading my quarterback here. It'll give me 207 yards, topspin, but to have 100% accuracy. And with this club, it's going to be 58 curl. You know, you can get enough curl, you can get a lot of good distance with this club, actually. Believe it or not. Especially when you start getting up higher. It's a very good club. And 100% accuracy is great. Same thing here. You got the big dog at 25. The Viper is at 50. Your Guardian, 50. Horizon, 0. And you get the Sniper. Sniper right off the bat is 100, but again, it has no distance and no topspin, no backspin. This is not a good club until you get to at least level 8. and then only for tour 6 and below. Because it doesn't have enough backspin when you start talking tour 7, 8, and 9. It doesn't have the backspin or the power. The Hammerhead is a good club. But it's at level 3, from level tour 6 down. It's got an 83 accuracy. It's got 30 backspin, which is more than enough, at those levels. It's 170, and the top spin is 58. So you got your length, accuracy, and you got just enough backspin, and you got curl. So that's what I would recommend. Long iron. Really, your backbone is a great club. Here at level 6, it's already 66 on accuracy, and its Saturn never gets over. It gets, I think, 55. I think is where that tops out on your accuracy for your Saturn, and the length is 124. This gets to 127, and it tops out at 92. Always look for the most accurate clubs possible, especially early on. Okay, that is tip number 4. And my last tip is when you have a new tournament, and this past tournament was based on Tour 6. The last tournament, like I said, was on Tour 6. So I didn't do very good in qualifying. But I did qualify in the first day, believe it or not, with a -4. Opened up in the opening round, again, -14. Weekend round, -17. That shows me that because hole 1 was a par 4, so I got a birdie. That's fine. That'll pretty much get you into a shootout 95% of the time. Hole 2 is a par 3. That'd just be on a shootout. But by getting a birdie, that means I was probably pretty close. Hole 3 was a par 5. It's a very long par 5. So chances are they helped us out in the tournament with a lot of tailwind. You're not going to get a lot of tailwind come regular tour play. So getting a birdie will probably get into a shootout at least 80% of the time, if not more. Hole 4 was a par 4. Par 4, 5, 5, 3, 4. Yep, it was a par 4. This is probably one of the most difficult par 4s in Golf Clash. So by splitting it, getting a birdie, you get a birdie on this hole, this is probably 90% of the chance you're going to win the hole outright. If you're playing people equal to your ability. Hole 5 is a par 3. It's probably one of the toughest shootout holes. I'm trying to think what I did on the first time. I think I put it in the rough, so that would have been bad. Would have been bad. Hole 6, it's a par 5. So eagle on this one will probably get you the win 80% of the time, straight up. No shootout required. Birdie, more than likely a shootout every time. Hole 7, par 4. Par, probably going to lose 90% of the time, straight out. Birdie, pretty much, I would say, maybe 50-50 on winning straight up. Hole 8 was a par 3, and hole 9 was a par 5. Eagle on this one, trying during the regular course play, eagle, 95% chance you're winning straight out. Birdie, 50-50 on going to the shootout. So, I'll be there in a second, sweetie. Hold on. So, I know that when I open up Tour 6, you know, I'll be able to compete, you know, on getting to that. So, those are pretty much 5 tips to help you improve. The most important, I think really the most important one is, you know, maybe the 2 most important are don't overpower unless you really have to, and use your most accurate clubs. Until next time, it's Roger. I hope you hope this was helpful. Go ahead, please hit subscribe. Really appreciate it. And until next time, see you on the course.